Hey folks, it's Pet Tech, and it's been a long time since we did an old school pet tech shopping video. So we're going to cover all the bases. Today we're going to the East Tennessee Aquatic Association's Fish Club swap or sale, whatever. I didn't participate this time, except I'm going to shop, which some would argue is the greatest participation of all. Also, I got a package from Aquarium Co-op. It looks like it's in great shape. I can't wait to see what's inside. He periodically says this stuff to me, so we'll do sort of a mix in an old school unboxing too. Also, I didn't film this, but our club does an auction right at the end of the meeting. And the proceeds, some percentage of the proceeds go back to the club, and I bought some fish there, so we can talk about that. And who knows, maybe some other surprises and madness. Stay tuned. I got here, I'm a little late, but actually I'm not late, I'm early. Parking lot's empty, and it turns out it's tomorrow. So let's fast forward to tomorrow. All right, now it's the right day. It's a lot busier, there's people everywhere. I got Holly with me, she's on the phone, and let's go inside and take a look around. Shop now! Shop now!
Woohoo! We're shopping.
You ready to go fish shopping?
I guess.
What kind of fish do you want?
None.
You want some shrimp?
Shrimp are cool.
You want some scuds?
No.
You know what a scud is?
No.
You know what I want today? I want peanut beetles.
Peanut beetles. Yuck.
Yummy. The fish say yummy, you say yucky. Got some Japanese rice fish. Ollie picked up a couple of pretty little house plants
Plant trolley.
from the plant trolley. I got a towel, of course. Got my beetles that I was looking for. Got a Reese cup that only I can eat, and some wood. I got a little piece of wood because always buy wood. All right, so this box arrived from Corey. I don't think Corey himself packs these, but I ended up on the list somehow. So let's see if, without exposing my address, if I can get this open. All right. What do we have here? Be careful slicing that open. I did not damage it, but I got a sticker here. Nice little sticker. Easy potassium, easy dechlorinator. Oh, nice. Magic nano feed. Okay, I like magic food. Magic food sounds nice. Let's see. Easy dechlorinator all in one. I tell you, if there's one thing I never don't need, that's dechlorinator. I use a lot of dechlorinator. So this is something that Corey's branded up with his stuff. Oh, wow. What? 10 milligrams treats 100 gallons. 5 mil. So this is extremely concentrated. 1 milligram treats 10 gallons. So that's just this little bit here. Oh gosh, I'll have to be careful with this. some concentrated dechlorinator. Nice. Thank you, Corey. What else we got here? Magic nano feed. So this is some baby fish food. Cool. Check out the ingredients here. Whole krill meal. What's that? Whale anchovy? Whale anchovy meal. Shrimp meal. Wheat flour. Fish oil. Yeast. Then it's got the vitamins and minerals, etc., etc. All right, I love that the main, the chief ingredients in the beginning of this, at least, are all named fish meals. That's how you can tell a pretty good quality food. And I'll be sure to use this next time I got some babies. Oh, easy potassium supplement. What does it say about this? And that, I think that's all of it. That's everything. So luckily nothing's smashed or anything, despite having some 2 liquid items. And obviously someone decided to try to shot put this. Leave a comment down below with your best story about how the box ended up this way. I want to hear it. Okay, so let's take a look at this potassium. I love that it comes with a squirter. I'm so much more likely to use these things, I've found, with the insertion of one of these little squirty things. They also make it easier to measure, easier than pouring into a cup and try to do something like that. That works great. It says each dose adds 2 parts per million of potassium. Easy dosing 1 ml per 10 gallons. Dose 1 to 3 times per week as needed. Fish, shrimp, and snail safe. Treats 5,000 gallons. Does it say anything about the benefits of potassium? Derived from potassium sulfate. Alright, so if you're looking to add potassium to your aquarium, they found an easy way to do that. You know, I haven't looked in a long time. I don't add ferts for the most part. I have been using his little Easy Green fertilizer, though, on a couple of places, especially stuff that doesn't have fish in it, just to make sure that they're getting something. There's a couple of these tanks that I've got in my garage and whatnot that they don't get water changes, and they don't get... and they don't have fish in them. It's just plants, kind of like a nursery for plants. So sometimes they'll pop some of this stuff in. If I remember correctly, potassium deficiencies can lead to some kinds of algae and stuff. Like I'm probably completely wrong, but I believe I heard someone saying once that that real hard algae that you can get, the little green spot algae, can be reduced by adding potassium, but don't quote me on that. And so here's the answer to the time-old question, what's in the box?
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
So a few weeks ago at an auction at the end of one of those club meetings, I decided to buy some fish. And I got two kinds of fish. I've got some rice fish. One of the guys at the club, Rob Ziegler, in fact, you've been to his house. If you watch this channel, I did a whole tour of his place. He's got an amazing little fish house you should check out. The only person I know was Sicilians. Sicilians are amazing big worm snaky-like things that are really cool. He always comes around with lots of different interesting rice fish. I've attempted to raise up from eggs one set that he gave me, but I spectacularly failed on that one. These little babies I've been raising up, and they've been growing pretty well. They're really neat little fish, and the fluval edge is kind of an opportunity to look down into it from the top there, especially from that big hole in the middle. So I'm looking forward to watching those things grow up in there. Another fish I got that's really interesting, but it's probably going to cause me some pain. And by pain, I mean I'm going to have to set up a few more tanks because this is a huge betta fish. I've had these things for a few weeks, and they're growing like crazy. They eat anything. They'll eat flake food. They eat live food. I try to give a lot of good live food. I know the person that I got them from more than likely raised them up on that. These guys get extremely large for betta fish, and so they're probably not, and probably don't enjoy each other's company is when they're full size. These things have been together their whole life, so I think in the short term I'm okay. I'm kind of watching for aggression. I haven't really seen much, although some are outpacing the others in their growth. I've got a little bit more research to do before they get much bigger, but I've got some plans for some different tanks. I'm probably going to build at least 2 tanks and see if I can't maybe keep one pair in there if they pair off. I don't even know if I've got male or female yet. They're still pretty young. But I've got at least most of the requirements going on in the shaker tank, so I think in the short term I'll be able to raise them up in there. Something else I got in there is some tuxedo swordtails. I got them at the same club meeting. I was kind of wondering if they'd pop out a bunch of babies and maybe make some free fish food for the bettas. Which is probably the wrong way to go. I haven't seen any babies, of course, and I think if they did come out, well, I don't know, they might survive. There's some cherry shrimp in there still somehow. But it doesn't seem like I've got any males, so I probably won't be having any babies anytime soon unless they were already pregnant. And that's extremely likely since most of them were kind of mature. The smart tank is already sort of starting to erupt with hair algae. Which I kind of knew would be the case. I probably should have got some really fresh specimens of plants to put in there. That would be the only way to avoid that. When I pulled these things from tank to tank, or especially where I pulled these buce out of, somewhere down into the substrate, there's probably some little bit of that hair algae alive, and it just goes nuts in a new tank. So I've decided the first resident of this tank will be an American flagfish. He and I will work together to make sure that the hair algae stays at a minimum in this tank and maybe can be eliminated. If there's any fish alive that can handle hair algae, it's that guy, and he's got it all to himself. I picked up this other thing at my local fish store. This is a little expensive for what it is, but I think it's kind of neat. It's a cleaning tool for aquariums. It's by Aqualife, and it's just essentially a really long brush. I have something very similar for cleaning toilets. That thing works really well. I love that it's got all these different brushes on it though. So we got this over here. We got this big bristle on that side and like a little touch-up sponge on the back. It looks like we even have another one for when this wears out. So you can just peel that off maybe and put another one on there. So that's replaceable. And then these, yeah, it's just pretty neat. There's been a lot of times I've needed something narrow to kind of get in there, like behind a rock or something to clean up, and this will help a lot. Or just brush off something real quick with some fine bristles, like clean out substrate out of a rock or something. But overall, a really cool little tool from Aqualife. I definitely will put this thing to work. and see what happens. And folks, that's all for this kind of rambling Pet Tech shopping video. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'd like to do some more content. I am cleaning up all the tanks and getting ready for an all around the world update. Thinking more and more about live streams. I've got a whole setup over there for filming board games. But I'd like to think that maybe in the new year there might also be a way to make some live content that will be entertaining and not so focused on just that moment. I'd also like to get back into the interviews and start filming some more interviews with other creators and other people, and just having some conversations in and around fish tanks and that sort of thing. If you're interested in that, be sure to let me know. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you soon. Happy Thanksgiving.